I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Hey, yo, take a shot if you love yourself.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. We got a serious one today. So buckle up and brace yourself. It's about to get real heavy. Now, before I get started, I want to put this disclaimer out. This video will reflect my own personal opinion, thoughts, and expressions. This video is not meant to shame anybody, but I will talk about some subject matter that's a bit heavier. Substance abuse, alcohol abuse will be discussed. So if that's triggering to you or you have any type of qualms about that, maybe check out some of the other content. Now let's begin. Claressa Shields has been acting different, we'll say. And I was trying to pinpoint when I felt this really happen. And I want to say Layla Ali beef, when she started beefing with Layla Ali, the GOAT, Muhammad Ali's daughter, or dating Papoose, you know, right around there. So I kind of liken when she dated Papoose to her signing to Wynn Records because he's over there as well. So it was one of these two times where I really felt like Claressa's career started to go downhill. Now, not in the ring. Nothing happened in the ring. She's still undefeated. She's been winning. But her public persona, her image, her brand took major hits, from attacking Alicia Baumgardner on tape to later getting banned by Baumgardner's promoter because she did it at an MVP/Netflix after party, right? To kind of these unhinged rants. So I'm just thinking about everything. And I prepared this video and I want to pose questions, real life questions. So let's get started. I swear I could have been a detective if I wanted to. My level of research and detail is uncanny. And if you gain any value from this content or any of my content, make sure you show love. And again, this video is not to shame Claressa Shields. There are people who really struggle with these types of things and some of the topics I'll explore. But I want to give my honest take and my transformative thoughts. So I was doing my research, and Claressa Shields previously did a podcast, right?
And then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more. And then.
So here she was being asked about wanting to have a family, like wanting to start a family, and how that pertains to her boxing career. Play the clip.
Have a kid and then go back to boxing.
That's what I want to do. I feel like I put too much time on hold on having a kid and being married and stuff for boxing.
So right there, she's saying she already dedicated so much. All of this was going to make sense. You got to stick the video to the end. And then I feel like once I lay everything out, you'll know exactly it. It'll make sense. But we got to crescendo. We got to build up. The best will be saved for last. So she's saying she's already given her whole life to boxing and she wants to have a family, and she won't pretty much, you know, women have a biological clock. The biological clock is ticking, and she wants to, well, I'll let her say it.
Already. I'm going to have a baby next year.
Boom. This was in 2025. She's saying, I want to have a baby with her boyfriend next year. Now, more recently, she's saying it's not going to happen this year, maybe in 2027, right?
Already. I'm gonna have a baby next year. We already have it planned out. I'm gonna have a baby next year, and
We already have it planned out. Now, again, I've already made a video about this. Check that on the channel. I'm not going to go over it too much, but these are the type of statements why people are confused by Claressa Shields. She'll put these statements out, and then when people question, like, hey, I thought you're having a baby, right? When boxing fans or fans of her have these questions, she's like, oh, no, mind your business, da-da-da-da. But you were the one that put it out. You can't, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you can have it both ways, where you are oversharing bits of your personal life, bringing the fans in, and then when they feel included and things don't go, you know, according to the timeline that you set forth, right? That's like if I say I got a video, it'll be up Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and then I don't put it up at Saturday 8 a.m. Do I get mad at myself or do I get mad at the fans? Because the fans are hounding me like, yo, Ego, you said the video was going to be here 8 a.m. sharp. Where's the video? I can't be mad at the fans for that when I'm the one that actually declared this, right? So anyway, she's talking about this baby. Now, I've already made a video about it, but now that plan has changed. She kept doing interviews saying 2026, year of the baby. Her and Papoose planned it. Now that's not the case, I guess. Now it's 2027.
And then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Now we're getting somewhere. Did you guys hear that? So Claressa is talking about procreating with her boyfriend. No big deal. Then she's talking about, I could have a baby, come back to the sport for a while, and then take another sabbatical or whatever and have another kid and then come back again. And she was like, I don't think on this podcast, I don't think it'll be a problem because I take care of my health and my body. I don't drink. Listen, one more again.
40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
I don't drink, I don't smoke. So we're all clear.
Run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I think that'll also help me too when I'm going through this whole body and life changing stuff,
Right.
Boom. I don't drink, I don't smoke. This was, again, this is not something that I pulled up from 2010. This is what she was saying just last year about having a kid. She does not drink, does not smoke, and leads a healthy life, which you kind of would expect from a boxer in the prime of their career, undefeated, has belts to lose, that type of thing. But let's keep going.
You don't drink and you don't smoke.
So you heard the host say, you don't drink, you don't smoke, and he confirmed it.
After my career to have my kids. I'm going to have a baby next year. And then after I go through my stuff, then I'll come back and fight some more, and then probably have another one and then do the same thing again. Like, I don't want to wait till I'm, 40, 43, whatever, after my career to have my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to run at the park with my kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be too old. So I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I think that'll also help me too when I'm going through this whole body and life changing stuff,
Right.
You don't drink and you don't smoke.
Hey, toast.
Boom. Now, all of a sudden, she got with Papoose probably shortly after that podcast interview. What's this in her hand?
Get up, boo boo.
So they're going on a trip or whatever.
Oh, I didn't get so little.
You see that? I don't drink, but then you're drinking.
Ain't meant to drink a mimosa in the little way.
And again, some people are going to say, oh, but ego, how do you know it's not ginger ale? She just told you it was a mimosa.
Toast it up, boo boo. Oh, I didn't get so little. Ain't meant to drink a mimosa in the little while now.
Okay, cool. Mimosa, maybe not that big of a deal. And again, I want to stress this in this video. Claressa is a 31-year-old grown woman. She is free to drink if she chooses to drink, right? Backstory, full disclosure. I've drank before. I don't drink anymore. I was a social drinker, like just if I happened to be somewhere and I felt like drinking, I would. Never struggle with addiction. However, there's people in my extended family who have, right? So years ago, I stopped drinking and then it had been a while and I didn't miss it. So I never went back to drinking to this day because I felt like I'm sleeping better. I'm not dehydrated. It's costly. And I just felt like alcohol really had no place in my life anymore, right? I don't need to drink. I've never done any drugs and I would occasionally socially drink, but I kind of grew out of it where, you know, for me, it just wasn't important. And the other benefits, health and money wise, I just was like, cool, I don't really need it. And I never looked back. I never missed it. I never even think about drinking, to be honest. So I'm fully qualified to talk about sobriety and being sober and stuff because I never had a problem with it, right? Never, ever had a problem with it and don't even drink. And that's been for years that I haven't had a sip of alcohol of any kind, wine or anything, mimosa, nothing, right? That's facts. So again, I want to stress this. She's a grown woman, 31 years old. In America, you have to be 21 years old or older to drink alcohol. She is fully allowed to drink. This is not shaming her. She can do whatever she wants. It's her boxing career, but stick with the video and I'll continue to make kind of my case of what I'm talking about and why it's confusing for the boxing fan. So cool. You're on trip and look at the timeline. I want you guys to pay attention to the timeline. You signed to WYNN Records, who is entangled with PAPOOSE'S, right? And you just went from a podcast saying I don't drink and I live a healthy lifestyle, which you've also said in other interviews that I didn't include, right? But I did include one for you. And then now you're drinking mimosa. Follow the story. That's a different drink, right? So you see Papoose in that outfit, right? He got like a New York hat in red. You see that? Just look at what he's wearing. New York Yankees hat, red and white with some jewelry on, and she got like yellow.
I ain't meant to drink a mimosa in a little while now.
Right? Now, it looked like she had a jacket. She put a jacket on, but that's a different drink than the other one. It appears to me. I don't know, but whatever. So this was something else.
Hey, toast it up.
Now, right here, what you're seeing is when she officially signed to WYNN or had a birthday party, one of the two, you can see a drink in her hand, right? She dancing, she's drinking. Papoose got a drink in his hand, right? And I could pause it if y'all need. But you look at her hand, what do you see? Her having a good time, drinking. You just told us you don't drink though. And again, fine, you're free to change your mind, but you're also a boxer, right? So that's another clip. Keep following. You guys got to pay. So this right here is the announcement to her deal, her press conference for signing to Wynn Records. What's on the table? More drinks, right? Look, they're handing out drinks. Everybody's toasting, presumably champagne, to announce the Wynn Records deal. So I've been in boxing a long time. Over a decade and a half that I've pretty much been in boxing, right? And I know a lot of boxers. There's a certain lifestyle that typically comes with it because, make no mistake about it, you're a pro athlete. Like, people always think of like NFL players and NBA, but even though it's not a team sport, your body is your temple, right? So I find it weird that Claressa linked up with Papoose and Wynn Records. And I'm not saying that they are the reason. I don't know. But I'm saying we've seen an escalation in her behavior. Just peep the timeline. And I feel it's weird. Why are you signed to a record label? That's one question. So Dimitri Salita, he used to box. He's a promoter. You've been with him. Makes sense. But you're also signing to a record label. So that in and of itself never really made sense, especially when you got an offer from MVP, who seemingly have like put their flag in the ground for women's boxing. They have so many females, from Bumgardner to Raquel Miller to Michaela Mayer, Amanda Serrano, Holly Holm, and the list keeps growing and going. So Jake Paul and Nikisa, the owners of MVP, they're definitely moving the needle more than anybody in boxing. They also got a deal on ESPN. They got a deal with Sky Sports. They've had featured Amanda Serrano on Netflix. So they featured Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano on Netflix after the UFC couldn't land on a deal with Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano got paid for a fight that lasted like 17 seconds, right? So it was always questionable to me, why is Claressa with a record label, right? I get you're with a rapper boyfriend, but what is their business? But then when you start looking at it, you have one boxer signed to this said record label, Wynn Records, right? Why are you announcing, what is this, Death Row Records? Why are you announcing the signing of a boxer and giving the boxer alcohol, as you see in this clip? Like, why would, like, okay, somebody could be like, oh, she didn't drink that, she was drinking water. But why is alcohol even around? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, why would you even tempt a boxer knowing the dedication and sacrifice needed? But keep going. I'll keep going. So again, this is a different vantage point of that party. Why? The question is, why are these people comfortable, got a boxer signed to them, and they're keeping alcohol in or around that boxer's face, knowing the discipline required for boxing? Like this, again, this is not Death Row Records. We're talking about somebody who has one boxer who's a great fighter, right? And these different events, oh, you get a Wynn record chain, oh, you sign, and press conference, there's alcohol there, right? I just feel like boxers, from what I've seen, like, for example, I've been with boxers, they're cutting weight, right? I've been with fighters while they're cutting weight. So I go to their hotel room. I'm not going to bring a large pizza, a large pepperoni pizza into their room knowing they can't eat it. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I don't want to tempt somebody. I never want to be responsible for other people's shortcomings, right? So I bring a piece of pizza and it's smelling too good, and they're like, man, I got to have me a slice or two. And then now they have a fight in a couple of days, and then they can't make the weight on the scale. I would feel bad. I would feel like a jerk that I was the one that tempted them, and then now they got to pay a fine because they missed weight because I had to eat this pizza in front of them. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't understand why your record company is having parties where you just said you don't drink, right? She said that, not me. So I don't see why that would be a theme even around you. Let's keep going. Again, Papoose, everybody's toasting, and to each his own. They're free to do whatever they want. But to me, it looks a bit weird. It looks a bit weird to have your star accomplished fighter and you're keeping alcohol around them. You can see in her hand, right? Y'all seen that? Boom. Claressa Shields, her boyfriend. So why is your team comfortable with you drinking when mere months ago you said you didn't drink, right? Now let's take a sudden detour. Claressa is also doing like mukbangs where she's like eating, and she's eating, in my opinion, kind of any old type of way at soul food spots. There's a mukbang with her and her team, right? Her and her team after the Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight in LA, when they were in LA, right? That she eventually would get banned for. And in that particular day, she's posting, she's at like a kind of like a Roscoe's chicken and waffle type spot, right? I don't know exactly what she ordered, but it's all this like kind of high calorie food that you probably wouldn't be eating if you're getting in camp, right? And then after that, Claressa Shields goes to Aurora that has all this high calorie, very sweet desserts, and she orders like one of each of like majority of what they were offering that day, and she's taking bites out of each, like bites out of each. So again, my question is this. We've seen an escalation with Claressa Shields' unhinged behavior. You went from saying I don't drink to now comfortably showing that you're drinking. But wait, there's more. You're also kind of a food critic and doing mukbangs and then comfortably showing that. Sometimes you're by yourself, but sometimes you're with your team. So again, what I'm wondering is, why is this the culture of Win Records and Salida or whatever, the team that's around you, where they know how good you are as a fighter? They know you're determined. You said you were fighting a heavyweight, but then you say you're dropping back down in weight, right? So why is the culture kind of like, again, I'm not trying to be a food police. You can eat whatever you want. If it's great and you feel like you run off, cool. But I'm saying from my perspective, the optics look a little crazy because you keep saying, I got a fight coming up. I got a fight coming up. And you have large portions of food, any old type of food, going on vacation, drinking, you know, sampling a million desserts, right? I feel like that's just weird for a fighter who has a fight coming up.
Yes, I do. Lord, I can get too healthy and be able to perform. Have all my tools, you know what I'm saying? But
And she's like smacking with food in her mouth.
that's it. That is it. That is But do I think about it sometimes? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think about it all the time. Because I be like, man, I really want to smoke with these girls.
Boom. She just said, do I think about it all the time? She's like, I got to make weight, blah, blah, blah. Do I think about it all the time? And she was like, do I think about it? Absolutely. Because sometimes I be like, I want to smoke with these girls. Huh? You want to smoke what? Right? You want to smoke weed? You want to smoke cigarettes? I'm going to assume you mean weed, right? But here's the thing. You got this team, and initially a test flagged for marijuana in Detroit after your fight, which required a vacation. Now, I get it. Later, it was expunged, and they said, all right, the commission said, cool. But they said multiple fighters tested positive for marijuana, right? So now you're on tape saying you wish you could smoke. So from me, it don't look like your team and the people around you are really conducive to you being the great fighter that you are and helpful in that regard. You are supposed to be a disciplined pro athlete, and you got people on the entourage or whoever smoking, drinking, keeping that around you. I find that to be weird because you are more accomplished than pretty much anyone on your team. So my level of thinking would be protect the breadwinner at all costs, right? Let's make sure she's eating clean because she has a fight announcement coming. She shouldn't be really drinking alcohol, probably. Not that it's illegal, but given the fact that she says she's cutting down to 160, how is alcohol and eating untamed, eating whatever you want, not counting food, macro, not eating clean, how does that help you get to your goals?
That's it.
And then you're saying you wish at times you could smoke, and then at a point in time you popped for marijuana, and then whatever happened.
That is
We'll
do
keep
I
going.
think about it sometimes? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think about it all the goddamn time.
I think about it all the goddamn time, and then she proceeds to say she wishes she could smoke with her girls or something.
I be like, man, I really want to smoke with these girls. But hey.
What boxer is saying I really want to smoke with my girls? Weird. Let's keep going.
We all got to be great at a weight class, and I'm great at 5 different weight classes, which don't include 130, 135, 140, or 147. So.
Yeah. So
Now, this is a recent podcast, right? This Justin dude. On the table, you see the sponsor of the show, which is a tequila brand, right? So right there, you see a tequila brand. Look at Claressa Shields with the shot glass.
are you going to continue making music?
Yeah.
So there's the host with a shot glass full of the sponsor's tequila.
Yeah, take a shot if you love yourself.
Take a shot if you love yourself. Why would you tell a boxer to take a shot if they love themselves? This is a podcast she did, by the way, recently.
So are you going to continue making music?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a shot if you love yourself.
Why, again, where's the PR? Why are we watching boxers do podcasts where your body's your temple, weight cutting is a thing, and the host is encouraging the pro athlete to take a shot if they love themselves? Not my words, Justin's words, right? And this is a podcast you want. So I feel like, what is that, peer pressure?
Continue making music?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a shot if you love yourself.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
To the show.
Now, Claressa Shields did actually take a shot, right? And you see it in her hand. She's smiling. It don't look like it's her first time drinking. You heard that? You heard the sipping of the shot? Listen.
To the show.
Boom. You never know. So I put the pictures there so you can see the screen grab. Claressa's drinking, taking a shot of a podcast sponsored tequila.
Boxes up.
And then she's like, "Ooh, you know, when it burned, your throat burned, this is the face she made because she took a shot." Now, I'm not, again, I've drank before, that looked more like a double shot. That don't look like a standard shot glass. Any of the bartenders or whatnot in the comments, let me know. But from my eyes, that kind of looks like a pretty big glass, more than just a regular. So Claressa is on a podcast, confirmed, drinking alcohol. Again, you could be like, oh, ego, it was a prop and all this type of stuff, all this semantic stuff. But why would you make the face of real alcohol burning if it was water or something, right? So we'll say allegedly, but based on your reaction and the fact that he said take a shot and the fact that he said this is our sponsor's tequila, you guys could watch the actual video, by the way, right? It's available online and you be the judge.
Up here drinking when you take it.
You hear what he said? Watch.
Show. Boxers up here drinking when you take it. Listen, don't call me when go left.
That's him handing. That's the help handing her the alcohol, right? So you're watching this, right? Let's keep. Oops, a little too far.
You mean all right?
I
I ain't drinking no more after this.
I say no more. Are you gonna continue making music?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, take a shot if you love yourself.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
To the show. Boxers up here drinking when you take it. Listen, don't call me when go left. You want to be drinking and acting bad
Go
on
left.
here.
You mean all right?
He just said, boxers up here on the show drinking alcohol. Don't call me if ish goes left. And she was like, man, it'll go right. So they're jovial, joking about it.
So are you going to continue making music?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, take a shot if you love yourself.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
To the show. Boxers up here drinking when you take it. Listen, don't call me when go left. You want to be drinking and acting bad
Go
on
left.
here.
You mean all right? I ain't drinking no more after this.
I say no more. So are you plan to keep making music?
I'm not drinking anymore after this. Now, this is Claressa Shields, what looks like to me, allegedly, another drink, right? She was in Aruba when this video was taken. So I'll leave that to you to determine. Are all of these like virgin drinks? Or is this fake? Is she like faking it? You guys be the judge, right? But she was on vacation on an island and what appears to look like an alcoholic drink, right? We'll keep going. So you tell me if all of these are like fake drinks and that kind of thing, in your opinion. So she just went to Aruba, like you just seen her take a shot. She went to Aruba and then other weird stuff is like, she was in Aruba. It didn't look like Papoose was on camera. And then there was some other girl there. They showed the beds and it was like a double bed, almost as if they were rooming all together. Who goes to Aruba on like a third wheel type of scenario where this girl doesn't look like she had a boyfriend there? All right. And then after people called it out, then they never showed their room again. You know what I mean? Just a lot of weird behavior from this whole situation since Papoose and Claressa got together, if I'm being honest. Right? But we'll keep going. We'll keep going indeed. You guys let me know what you think. So in Aruba, it looked like you were drinking too. Skip around. And it should be coming on in a second. So you... Okay. Let me fix the screen. This is Claressa Shields. Again, what appears to be, to me, alcohol.
Like it's not like you acting like I'm not supposed to eat food. When I'm out of camp, I gain a little bit of weight. It is what it is.
Y'all act like I'm not supposed to eat food. When I'm not in camp, I gain a little weight. It is what it is. Her words. To me, that looks like alcohol. I mean, I'm not a forensic scientist, but you guys do the math.
Y'all acting like it's not like you acting like I'm not supposed to eat food. When I'm out of camp, I gain a little bit of weight. It is what it is. But I'm not pregnant. I'm fighting in December.
She had to tell the fans she's not pregnant, by the way. I guess according to the comments she was getting, they thought maybe she mistook her for pregnant.
So, yeah.
Okay, so you see it right there. It looks like an alcoholic drink. It like, I don't know where she's at, but to me, if I had to take an educated guess, it looks like some type of bar type of setting, right? And what appears to be, for all intents and purposes and legal reasons, it looks like more alcohol to me. Mind you, at the beginning, when I first started showing you on the podcast that was filmed in late 2025, she declared that she doesn't even drink. So I get it. When I first started this video, you guys probably forgot. You guys probably forgot, like, oh, Ego, who cares? She's drinking. She's over 21. It's not a big deal. But mind you, she also said at the beginning, I don't drink. Like, that was her words.
I think that keeping my body in shape, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Do you understand? So you can see why it would be confusing for a boxing fan and a fan of Claressa Shields to see this Olympic gold medalist who said, I don't drink, to appear to be drinking out of nowhere, right? When you have said on record that you don't even drink, right? So again, it's not illegal to drink. You could do whatever you want, but you can't be mad when fans question what you say when you literally just told us months before this that you don't even drink at all. Let's keep going. Play the clip.
Hey, Sid. Sid, I have Kayla.
Oh my God.
Like
Cute.
a baby sister. And
Kayla.
I want to introduce
Hey.
you to Michaela.
Hey,
This is
Michaela.
my expo.
No, I'm alive too.
And the other thing that's concerning is the level of comfort that she has to say just a few months before, I don't drink, and then be almost advertising that she's drinking. She just said, you're on my live. So to me, all of this is weird. That don't really make sense. Like, you could have had this night to yourself. If you needed a cup, you need a cup, whatever, right? But to just be so open about it when you said something totally different, you can't be mad when fans are confused, period.
Hey y'all, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just getting me some food right now.
Getting some food right now. And it looks like what appears to be a drink. That don't look like a regular just lemonade.
Cash on, we gotta shoot the bag. For what? The chef is like my brother. His name is Q. All the food that come out is his food. I'm at On the Bricks. This is a virgin margarita with a sugar rim.
Okay, so she said it's a virgin margarita. Cool. So everything's a virgin.
Lucky. If I can make them little weight classes, they'd be got.
This is after Shadesha Green, right? After Shadesha Green got stopped and the Bumgardner won her fight. Play the clip.
That's why I'm going back down to 160. I done whooped everybody. 54, 60, 168, 175, 175 plus. I done beat them already. Now I'm going back down to 160.
So she just said that. So this is why I'm showing you in this order. The Justin LaBoy show, that was alcohol. It appeared based on what he said. And he even said, hey, I got a boxer on the show drinking. Don't come at me if it's problems. And they laughed about it. And she made the face like his tequila, the tequila face. Then she's claiming some of the other drinks are virgin drinks. Okay, so explain this one.
It's a fight against a Olympic champion. Girls can't fuck with me, goofies. Popping all that shit y'all fight week. And gonna perform like that. Shut up. Bum.
Where my wine? You hear bottles clanking.
I gotta drink something to relax my nerves, man.
So is that Virgin, Members Mark, Sam's Club, Moscato that I've already looked up? You see what I'm saying? So cool. Some of them allegedly were virgin drinks, even though there's no way to prove it. Is this a virgin bottle of Moscato? You literally said, I got a drink to calm my nerves. Not my words, your words.
And gonna perform like that. Shut up. Bum.
You said, where's my wine? I got a drink to calm my nerves. Because Baumgartner won and Shadacia Green got stopped. What nerves? What? You didn't fight. It was an MVP card on ESPN, the first of its kind. It didn't have nothing to do with you. So why are you so riled up because a person won and the person that you didn't fight got stopped?
I gotta drink something to relax my nerves, man. These girls done piss me all the way off. These girls done piss me off. Where my thing at? The little scorchy thing. I gotta find a little scorchy thing, man. I gotta have me a cup. I gotta have me a little cup of wine, y'all. They done really piss me off.
I gotta have me a cup. I gotta have me a cup because two other females that you beef with fought. You're hearing this, right?
It ain't even that I think that don't nobody compare to me. It's not that. It's that I see the real. And when I see that you boxing like you an amateur, corkscrew, bro. I can't even find my corkscrew, bro.
I can't find my corkscrew.
I'm gonna leave it be. Stupid. I try not to get mad on here, but man.
So again, more and more of this escalated behavior, all these escalations, right? Yelling, unhinged behavior, you hauled off and hit Baumgartner, blocking people, erratic behavior, and conveniently, from what I've seen from my research, a lot of it kicked off when you started drinking. And previously you said that you don't even drink.
Popping it all fight week. Like y'all really about something. Playing dish track or playing tracks in the back while y'all working out and then go out there and look stupid. Y'all embarrassed. Man, y'all embarrassed everybody in y'all selves. Get up out of here. Goofy. I just can't. I just can't deal with the fake shit. Nobody want to call it out. Nobody want to call it out. Girl cannot fight like that, bro. But just it's levels to this. Don't speak my name, bro. Your way to the top. I ain't never got ran around the ring like no little by nobody. Just popping it.
For obvious reasons, I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's just a lot of ranting and cussing.
But you're not working it though. 15,000 seats, that's skill. Trying to take being the face of women. Never seen somebody in tip-top shape. What is your style? Way better stamina than you? You not. But nah. And man, shut up. What did Mayweather daddy say? Some of y'all don't know about boxing, bro. Y'all know about boxing. You're talking about being, okay, that must be a delusional fan. The looks, the body, the money, the car, the houses, the man.
Ranting, just pure ranting. And I'll move myself out the way. The alcohol bottle is right there. So it's like, what is going on behind the scenes?
Be busting your heads already. The fights, the venues already be busting your heads. If taking out on a stretcher, wouldn't you? Wouldn't y'all be on here celebrating? Level when they ain't. But now we sitting here trying to get past. I can't wait. For you, and I can't wait. Shut your stupid. I'm already.
Okay, so we finally made it through. Now, Claressa just got back from Aruba. This is a brand new video. First day back from Aruba. She was cutting her nails in a gym, and this was posted after that. So you went on a trip. To me, it looked like you had drank there, but whatever. Who knows what you ate and drank, blah, 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 in Aruba on vacation. What do most people do? They're a little bit more lax with their eating. If they drink, they probably had some drink. I've already showed you on the plane previously drinking with Papoose, right? Now, your first day back, toast to success, right? So is this another one of your special virgin drinks? Everybody just made virgin drinks here? Like, what is going on? The world wants to know. So you just got back from Aruba and you link up with whoever these friends are or whatever. Don't you see the problem? For me, everything is good in moderation. But for a boxer, yeah, you're probably going to be held to a different standard because you actually have to make weight and weight cuts. Why are you around so many people, right? Why are you around so many people that are almost encouraging you to be around vices, right? And stay tuned to the end of the video. We're not done. Why are you around people who are encouraging vices? Okay with you drinking when you're the breadwinner, you're the fighter, you're the person who, you know, probably shouldn't be doing this, because isn't it counterproductive to be drinking alcohol and then running on the treadmill? You're going to make yourself sick, or you're going to gain weight and then have to lose weight. It's just, it's counterproductive to the program. So ever since Claressa got with Papoose and Win Records and signed this new $8 million deal, I feel like we're seeing a different Claressa. And if you look at the timeline of my whole theory, it kind of adds up. The podcast I showed at the beginning, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Past interviews, she was saying, I don't really drink, I don't smoke. Cool, right? And if you look at it, how come when you were fighting Christina Hammer, I followed your whole career? I was at her first fight. I covered her first fight. It was on the Andre Ward card in Oakland. I was there. That's my backyard, right? So I was at her first fight, and she was ripped, shredded in all these fights that I've watched, the Christina Hammer and stuff. She looked lean. She looked ripped. She looked ready. She fought hard. You know what I mean? Now she's at heavyweight, and what? She doesn't think that none of this stuff matters. You could just eat and drink whatever you want and still be the same. Maybe the talent pool is so weak at heavyweight you could get away with it. I don't know. But you said you were planning on dropping back down to 160, right? And then there's countless videos of you drinking after you say you didn't drink. So I feel like that, coupled with the fact that Claressa's behavior has become increasingly alarming, I wouldn't be surprised, in my opinion, if there's a connection, because we know based on your childhood you've dealt with family members going through abuse of drinking or doing this or doing DRUGS's, right? So I'm really at a loss for words why, in my opinion, the people around you are failing you, right? You might not like my message because you don't want to hear it, but I would never steer a fighter, prize fighter friend in this direction. Like, you always watch them hood movies, right? And they're encouraging, like Ricky from Boys in the Hood. Man, you could actually make it out of this place, right? You got real talent. Don't get caught up in gangs and drinking, and don't be with Doughboy and kicking it with your brother and stuff like that. You could actually do something. Or even a movie like Good Will Hunting. There's a great speech from Ben Affleck in the movie, and he was like, you know, I'll probably be working construction my whole life, but you're a genius. You got something that none of us have. So if you don't make it out of here, I'm gonna be mad because you have something that we wish we had, but I have to work menial jobs. You don't, because you're talented. So for me, I find it weird that from Papoose to Win Records to Salida, all these people at these events are comfortable with a boxer who said they don't drink, seemingly drinking, or even being around that. No wonder the positive test for marijuana even flagged if you got a bunch of people smoking and drinking or whatever in your vicinity. You might have got a contact high or something and it showed up. I don't know. I don't know the details there. But for me, you just got back from Aruba and you're talking about toast to success, and whoever these people are, because I don't know, you guys all seem to be drinking. So let me guess, it's another virgin drink. So everybody just got virgins. And I'll move myself again. Boom. You see Claressa Shields doing what she says she don't do. Drinking. And I got to talk about the double standard. The double standard is this. I've covered boxing again for a long time. When Ryan Garcia acted weird before the Devin Haney fight, I made several videos just like this, and I was like, Ryan needs to get looked at because his behavior is becoming very alarming. Ryan actually was forced by the New York State Athletic Commission to undergo a mental evaluation, a psych evaluation, to prove that he was actually ready and mentally capable to fight, because he was acting so bizarre, talking about aliens, talking about time travel. It looked like he could be on drugs or drinking or whatever and might have had mental health issues, right? So I'm not taking this lightly. I would say this for anybody. I have, the funny thing is, the proof is in the pudding. The videos are still up. I have videos right now saying the same thing with Adrian Broner, back when he was more of an active fighter, and also right now when he's streaming. The man Broner is talking about becoming a 5-division champion. Meanwhile, he has a beer belly, right? And he's kind of built like his father, looking bigger than ever. And he's like throwing up on camera, and he's drinking and looking like he's like gagging as he's drinking. This stuff is just like common sense. It's not conducive for a boxer lifestyle wise, right? So the double standard is when it's Broner, Ryan Garcia, when Gervonta Davis's weight looked like he wasn't maintaining his weight in the offseason, right? When it's Errol Spence, who had his accident and was drinking, and then people were saying in interviews he was kind of like doing too much or slurring his words or whatever, right? All of that was called out. But when it comes to Claressa Shields, right, nobody can talk about it. Nobody can bring it up. is taboo, and then everybody around you seems like they're just going along with the program, like this is normal behavior for a pro athlete, $8 million fighter. That's why I'm saying this whole win record business looks fishy to me, because who would want to pay someone $8 million and then have the fighter who lived a disciplined life to all our knowledge, claim they didn't drink, and then suddenly at age 31, they're out here drinking, and drinking is increasingly becoming part of the conversation. So again, I am not a food police. I'm not counting her calories. I am not alcohol shaming her. I'm just merely saying you're the best. You say I'm the GOAT and stuff like that. Why did you wait until age 31 to start doing all this stuff? And then on top of that, you're saying I want a baby. So my question is this, like I've been saying, does she even want to box anymore? Is this even in her heart, or does she want to just live, a regular life? And that's fine. It's her life. She could do whatever she wants and arrive at that decision. But you cannot be surprised or mad at people like me who have questions when your behavior has seemingly changed. Your outlook on drinking. Oh, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I'm healthy. There's videos of her like, oh, my face is clear because I'm eating only fish and chicken and veggies and fruits. But now you're seemingly eating whatever you want at Aurora, eating all types of desserts. You did a video. Again, the great thing about what I do, I told you I could have been a detective. Every piece of content that I curate has been well researched. I don't lie on people. I'm not making stuff up. These are the facts.
I don't know if y'all been seeing, but I'm not too bad out of shape. But when I lose this little 25 pounds, I don't want to hear no.
So she's sniveling for whatever reason in all these interviews. I don't know if she has post-nasal drip or something. But anyway, she said, I'm not too bad out of shape, but when I lose these 25 pounds, I'll make it bigger. You see that? 25 pounds to lose, baby in 2027, the math is tight. This is Claressa Shields. This is what she wrote.
Too bad out of shape. But when I lose this little 25 pounds, I don't want to hear no.
Again, for me, this is why the question is here. Does she even want to box? You were never doing this before, and then you wait till you get with Win Records and Papoose to openly be drinking and advertising it, really. I mean, because you want to be a social media star. And here's the thing is, this is why I said I personally believe she's a narcissist, because she's just posting this stuff freely, not caring, no care in the world that, hey, I told everybody that I don't even smoke or drink, and then I tested positive for marijuana, and now I'm like being seen drinking multiple times, or what appears to be a drink, whatever you want to call it, right? And she don't even care. She don't care at all. And then had the nerve to diss Layla Ali. You should have stuck around. Layla Ali to this day, not an active fighter, been retired, eats clean. And to be honest, I would argue that Layla Ali in her retirement is eating cleaner than an active Claressa Shields, right? Go look at Layla Ali's page. She has her own spices. Shout out to her for that. Order it from her website. But she's posting nutritious meals and posting it like what she made and all that, right? So the proof is in the pudding. Claressa is doing the same thing. Oh, look, we ate this and we're eating this. Da 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 da. Look, alcohol. Now, I pulled this up also. Claressa previously tweeted, so wait a minute. Y'all think I'm pregnant because I toast with water in New York and cranberry juice in LA. Did it ever dawn on y'all that I don't drink? Seriously. I used to drink on special occasions, but I have my times where I just go cold turkey for months. This is month 8 last time. Again, the messaging is like super weird and all over the place. She said, did it dawn on y'all that I don't drink? But then it said I had some liquor, was my birthday party in March. But you just said, didn't it dawn on, look, did it ever dawn on y'all that I don't drink? Like, am I reading this wrong? I mean, can I not understand English all of a sudden? This is why I'm saying this is why people are confused with how Claressa's moving. She's like, I had liquor, but then just above it, you said, did it dawn on y'all I don't drink? So you can't have one foot in and one foot out like that, right? Now, February 28th, 2022, she had a Sports Illustrated interview, and it was called I Am Not an Angry Black Woman. The self-proclaimed GOAT, Claressa Shields is perhaps the most accomplished boxer in history, but her story is beyond the ring. The 26-year-old, so it was when she was 26 that this came out in 2022. It reflects how she conquered her past traumas, prioritized her mental health, and shares her advice for others going through similar struggles, right? In this particular write-up, she talked about her mom. I told you, this is why you got to stick around to the end. So in this I Am Not an Angry Black Woman, whatever article, she documented her mom was an alcoholic and she struggled with substance abuse. Growing up, I didn't know how to express myself or deal with how I was feeling, which led to anger. At 26-year-old, I am just now being able to control my anger and deal with some of my trauma that still lives there from when I was 5 years old. And dealing with my mom, growing up and coping with her alcohol abuse left me with abandonment issues. I always feel like somebody who cares about me is going to leave me and stop caring about me. But I had to realize that her addiction wasn't her. It was the alcohol that was making her act the way that she did. It takes you wanting to be a better person and seeking help to become better. I'm really applauding myself and any other woman who can live through trauma and then go and get help, prioritizing mental health first and foremost. So that's what Claressa previously said. So to me, this is sounding pretty serious that the commission or somebody should probably step in and look to make sure that she is good, right? Hold that thought. Earlier this year, or actually last year, man, I don't know how y'all be stressed. I can't smoke weed or drink liquor because of my career. But from what I hear, don't that help with stress? Well, drinking don't, but weed I heard do. I feel my real emotions every day. Yeah, I'm a little different than most. So if you think I'm off, it's true, I am. I feel like this girl is crying out for help. These thoughts are like all over the place. That's why I presented in this particular fashion. So you could hear how it's like, I drink, I don't drink, I don't drink, I want to smoke, but I don't smoke. So you can hear why fans are truly confused by the behavior. Listen, again, this is not a video to pick on anybody, but if you need help, there are places that can help you. I don't condone anybody like just staying silent and trying to battle it on their own. So I don't know. As of me recording this video, nothing has been declared what her mental status is. Everybody around her seemingly acting like everything is a-okay. But based on kind of my research and my overview of what I dug up, it doesn't look too good. It looks like the pressure could be getting to you, and then now you've delved into a particular vice. I don't know that. This is my own personal opinion from what I've seen and what I've presented, among other things, in this particular video. And where it becomes dangerous is she's telling you, I had problems dealing with my anger, and claims that up until 26, she was able to like control and confront that. Now you got people saying that she is operating burner accounts and sending people to try to harass others, cussing people out, kicking people out of toy drives. So the behavior is escalating. And again, it looks like alcohol is continually becoming more and more a part of the conversation, when the person previously said they don't even drink to begin with. She literally said, I don't drink because of my career. I'm showing you multiple times. So the thoughts are all over the place. And then knowing that you have family members that have struggled with this, coming from poverty, coming from the area you come from, that's when it becomes increasingly alarming, right? Because it could be in your genetics, it could be in your genes to have a disposition to become addicted to something you're trying. And then if you look at the timeline, when you got with Papoose, I felt like you started drinking more, and that's when the behavior, again, I'm not blaming him. I don't know if that's the correlation, but I'm just going off the timeline. Around that time, you started to pop out more and more, and what appears to me to be drinking more. And then that's when the behavior started to become more and more aggressive, more and more unhinged and alarming, and all over the place, and erratic and scattered, and almost like neurotic, like you're not sleeping. And then you keep saying, I got a fight coming. I got a fight coming. Oh, I'm going to announce it. I'm going to announce it. When is the announcement? And right now, my question to Win Records and Salida and her team is this really the best time for her to be worried about fighting? If she is possibly battling, again, I don't know, because I don't know what she got going on behind the scenes. But to me, it's not looking like, hey, all signs point to she should be in the fight. Again, there are places out there that can help you if anybody is experiencing any type of repressed memories, emotions. If they felt like harming themselves or others, there are people that can help you, and that's all I'm going to say. But I don't know too much of what's going on. You let me know in the comment section what you feel. But Claressa can't be mad when you've put on her digital footprint. Claressa's digital footprint is by far probably the worst in all of boxing, right? Because you're living online. This is also something that I always talk about. When you stay online so much, it's a breadcrumbs, it's a trail. You said all these things. So naturally, people are going to be like, hey, I remember she said she don't drink. What's up with that? Why is she drinking now? What changed? And then for me, I'm not a psychologist, but knowing that her family had issues and struggled with similar things, why would your boyfriend even be okay with you drinking? Like, one, based on the fact that you're a pro fighter and you weren't really doing it before, to our knowledge. And if you were hiding it better, right? Because I covered your whole career. So one, why would, if she's the only boxer with win records and she's a great fighter, why is that particular vice even around at Wynn Records parties when the fighter has to do the fighting. Your coach can't fight for you. Your boyfriend can't fight for you. Your sisters and brothers and siblings can't fight for you. In the ring, it's the most dangerous thing, and it's you and the other person. You know what I mean? So I'm curious how all these people, that's why I keep saying I feel like her team is failing her, because to me, this looks like something worth looking into at the very least. And you see people toasting and stuff like that. Why are you advertising that you're with a boxer drinking, knowing, oh my God, I've just been in boxing too long. Ain't no coach, Freddie Roach or something, is going to say, I prefer my fighter to be drinking. Now, they might accept it if this guy is drinking or not. I don't know. It depends on the trainer. But no trainer, if you have a real boxing trainer, there's no trainer in America that would say, I prefer my fighter to be drinking a lot. None. I mean, that's like a bodybuilder and he's drinking. I mean, yeah, you might still be able to win shows or get in good shape, but imagine what you could do if you didn't do that. So again, I'm not the alcohol police. People they're entitled to put whatever in their body, but you got to start looking at potential consequences. You're also saying you want a kid. Is that good to be drinking and then have a kid right? I don't know. You guys let me know that in the comment section. But overall, I feel like Claressa's behavior has become worse. And from what I'm seeing, it kind of correlates to when she got with Papoose and when she started becoming looser with her diet. It's just, the discipline, in my opinion, doesn't really look the same. This don't look like the same fighter. So I haven't figured it out. Maybe it's not for me to figure out, but I don't understand why you would be disciplined for all these years and then get this $8 million deal, and then it's like a brand new person, you know? And maybe it's the money. I don't know. Maybe sometimes people, they get in a new relationship, get new money, and they have something like big change in their life, and they don't know how to embrace it, and it amplifies what's deep down inside. But all I know is if I was Papoose and my girlfriend was a fighter, I wouldn't be encouraging her eating any old type of way. I wouldn't be with her drinking. I'd be like, you sure you want that drink? You know what I mean? And you got people, a section of fans who believe Papoose don't really care about her. And when you see this type of behavior, it's kind of hard to argue that he really cares about her if he's just allowing Bumgardner, right? You were right there knowing your girl don't like this girl, Bumgardner, and it would probably turn messy. And then you did, as a man, what did you do to defuse, de-escalate, prevent that situation from happening or interact like, oh, hold on, and cause a break? I feel like Michael Irving and Le'Veon Bell, they did more to like diffuse the situation than Papoose. So what does he really do? You know what I mean? Nigeria is saying that Claressa apparently, allegedly, is paying for Aruba trips. There's rumors that he's pawning purses and jewelry or whatever is going on there, and they're calling him Papoose. And then you're not breaking up the fight. You're not preventing the fight with Bumgardner, which eventually led to Claressa getting banned and the fan backlash, right? You're with her. She seemingly is doing whatever she wants, acting any type of way, going live, drinking, eating seemingly whatever. Doesn't look like she's anywhere ready to announce a fight from my perspective. She don't look to be in the pre-camp. Like, how you just said you're going to announce, you literally said you're going to announce your fight weeks ago. And you still haven't done it. And then the first day back from Aruba, you're seemingly having a celebration for what? Didn't you just take a whole vacation? What is she celebrating for? So again, you can't get mad at people having these questions. You're a boxer. You're a boxer. Just be real. Tell me I'm lying. What was the point of going to Aruba for a week and a half, whatever they were in Aruba for? And then the first day back, you go to the gym, cut all your nails. You didn't really post nothing about working out. And then you're posting pictures of this where you're drinking again. Didn't you get that out your system in Aruba? With the other thing I showed? So first day back is that's what I'm saying. There might be something bigger at play. She's had it in her family, right? She's had issues in her family. So this was you in Aruba with whatever this was. You know, only one can guess, right? So you're in Aruba seemingly with something. I mean, she'll probably say it was a virgin drink, whatever. And then the first day back, it's the same thing. Like, this just don't look like the conduct for no boxer. I've been around boxers. It don't look like somebody who has to drop 25 pounds and got a fight announcement coming soon. You could say whatever you want, but for me, being in this industry, that don't look like it. And at the very least, I feel like most boxers, even if they were partying and doing stuff, popping pill, whatever, they would at least have the wherewithal to not really be filming it and advertising it, knowing they have fans that are going to be watching this and looking like, hey, that looks weird. Like, I don't want to go to no boxers fight and it's a half-hearted version of them. You know what I mean? Like, they struggle or miss weight, you know, or they sold themselves short. I don't want to pay for no ticket I want to see two fighters at their best, the fights that I want to see, and that kind of thing. So again, I don't even understand this current arc for Claressa's career at all. You know what I mean? It makes absolutely no sense that she's doing any of this stuff, right? You're advertising this. You're talking about, I got a fight coming. As of me recording this video, it's been weeks, so you still haven't announced a fight. Even if you're working out, this is all counterproductive to be adding alcohol in the mix when you claim you didn't drink anyway. You know what I mean? And again, people want to see you do well. They want to see you ultimately at your best. Are you going to be at your best by doing this? And isn't it concerning when you've openly said that your mom struggled with drinking? And then you couple that with the fact that her behavior has seemingly been peculiar and abnormal. It's just a recipe for disaster. And I'm wondering when her team or anybody from boxing on down to Win Records, Salida, her family, or anybody's going to step in and say something, right? So again, I can't speculate. I don't know what's going on. I presented what I found in my findings. You guys can let me know what you feel. But I feel like her behavior has become increasingly worse, and people are just pretending it's not for whatever reason. So I don't know. Maybe these are all virgin drinks and I'm looking too far into it, but I don't see why you're on Justin LaBoy and he's lying and then they're handing you tequila if it ain't really tequila, because you're literally making faces like it burns your throat, the face people make when they drink alcohol because it's strong. If you drink water, nobody's like making that face, right? And again, this is not picking on anybody, because Ryan Garcia, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., at times Gervonta for his weight more so, Broner. I make videos about all these guys, Errol Spence, when they look like they were dropping the ball in portions of their career. We want to see boxers do well. We don't want to see boxers like fighting and you're really not at your best. So I don't know what's going on with Claressa Shields. I also don't know why her team doesn't intervene. You're giving this girl $8 million and she's literally on a podcast drinking alcohol. Like, I don't understand the vision. Like, I'm showing you. What is this? What even is this? What's the point of this? Especially when you're not known for that. You have not been known to be like undisciplined. And then now you just wait to the fourth quarter and then you just knocking them back. And then on top of that, you got all this drama with ex-best friends and cousins and the Baumgartner situation. It just keeps piling and piling and piling and piling up. Let me know how I did in this video with my research. But Claressa, if she needs help, I feel like her team should provide that help for her, knowing her family's pedigree and like background issues that they had and her childhood. But something seems aloof. It really does at this point. You have a person who never claimed to drink. And here, I'm going to tell you this story. And I'm not saying to brag. I think everybody who drinks should drink responsibly. But I drank, we'll say prematurely, like in high school when I wasn't supposed to be, right? So by the time I turned 21, I didn't even care because I'd already done it. You know what I mean? When I wasn't supposed to. But what I noticed is there were other people who didn't do it. Like they weren't drinking at a younger age, right? And then the people who never had a sip of alcohol, I'm talking about locally where I live, you know, that I know personally, right? Never touched alcohol. And they were like, quote unquote, late bloomers. So they didn't have their first sip of alcohol till they were like 22, 25, somewhere in there, right? They were the worst drunks, right? Because they didn't know how to handle their alcohol, right? Because it was so new to them. They didn't know their tolerance. They didn't know their limit. They could drink into a stupor or blackout or become obnoxious, whatever the case may be. That's what I noticed with a lot of the late bloomers that didn't get it out their system or didn't experiment with drinking at a younger age or whatever, or start drinking when they were 21, whatever the case may be. That's what I noticed. And the late bloomers were some of the worst drinkers. Like they would be enraged and like they just couldn't handle it. That's what I noticed is a lot of the late bloomers that I grew up with that never drank. And it was like, how did you never drink? And then you started late, and then now you want to drink more than anybody. And you want to drink a lot, and you don't have they had no control. It like made them like lawless and untamed. And I think boxers are like that too, where think about it. If you've been disciplined since you were 6, 8 years old in tournaments, your dad or mom taking you to boxing, you had to go to bed early, you had to cut weight, traveled. You don't know about party life and that level of socializing. Like while other kids your age might have went to parties and stuff like that, you might have had to go to tournaments or Olympics and stuff like that. So by the time you start drinking, if you're a late bloomer, it becomes like overwhelming almost because you don't know how to control it. You don't know nothing about alcohol. You don't know limit. You just know you're inebriated in the feeling and possible temporary euphoria. And then some of those people, in my personal experience, have been the worst drinkers because they don't have no type of control. They didn't like go through it to understand it. And then they're just drinking, like pretty much recklessly drinking. And I don't condone that. I think everybody should only drink if you're of the legal age and you need to drink responsibly, right? Do not get behind the wheel, simple stuff. So I don't know what Claressa's situation is, but I know what I presented. And she's been all over the board. I don't drink. I am drinking. Some of them she's saying is virgin. Other ones, it's pretty obvious, like that is alcohol based on how you're acting. But we'll just say allegedly. I don't understand where this energy is coming from, but if she needs help, her team should definitely deliver that to her. And I'd be interested in seeing Win Records or Salida Promotions really step up if that is the case. And only they know what's happening behind the scenes. But I don't think this charade should continue and have a fighter continue to be harmful to their own career that they worked very hard to achieve certain things. Like, you're literally in a museum and then it's, oh man, I'm in the museum for winning in New York. And then the next video could be unhinged or pushing Alicia Baumgardner or drinking and Ruba. The whole demeanor is just weird. And when Ryan Garcia was doing it and looked out of control, or Errol Spence or Broner or whoever it was in boxing, your boy Ego talked about it. So I'm always going to be fair and keep it real. Let me know what you think regarding Claressa. Drop it in the comment and subscribe. Hype me up. We unpacked.